Donut Media seems to be on the same path as Hoonigan, and I'm sure if you've been on social media, you would have seen this video pop up. Jeremiah and Zach just left Donut. So that's a really big deal for anyone that cares about the automotive content space. I mean, those are probably two of the biggest personalities today that are on YouTube or Instagram, I mean, making content. I mean, I can tell you, I would come home from work and just put on one of their build videos or anything from Donut Media that they were on, and I would just enjoy, personally. It's really sad to see that it's come to this, that they've had to leave. And if you watched that video and you watched it to the end, you would see that they were talking a lot about the fact that they were losing the influence that they had to create content for you as a viewer to enjoy. I really can't blame them. I'm sure you can't either for trying to make this decision, but for the channel itself, it's definitely gonna suck for anyone that's watching still. And I think anybody that was a fan of Hoonigan that happens to be a fan of Donut Media is gonna feel like they're they're having PTSD right now.
That's it. Lead a Hoonigan.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess you guys are pretty smart, and you can put two and two together by the title of this video that yes, I'm no longer an employee at Hoonigan.
I am no longer an employee.
I really hope Donut Media doesn't go down this route of just because they were bought out, like Hoonigan was bought out by Wheel Pros, that it's gonna cause this huge collapse of the company. Like you had Vin leave, you had Hurt leave, like you had the big names of Hoonigan leave because they were bought out and they weren't having any kind of creative influence. You look at Hoonigan's content for the last, I don't know, 4 months, and it's been the same thing. We did a podcast with Gary King Jr., he's a great guy, and we talked about the state of Hoonigan and where he thinks it's gonna grow from here, and it's still the same content, and it's nothing against them. Like he said in the podcast we had, they gotta keep the lights on, they gotta keep content flowing of what they can produce easily so they can make bigger videos. But at the same time, it's like you can't do something different. I mean, it's just kind of disheartening to see the same different builds going down the drag strip. Like there's no variation in the content. And I think as a viewer personally, and as you watching this video personally, I think we both have a mutual agreement that it seems like content from Hoonigan is getting stale, and from Donut Media, it's been getting stale as well. Not to hate, we just know what the good times of both of these channels were like. And so it's really sad to see. Hopefully Donut Media doesn't continue down this route. The other thing that happened as well, I'm sure you also follow James as well from Donut Media. If you've been paying attention to his Instagram, it's been really cryptic. He just posted a picture. I couldn't find the post to show you guys, but it was a post. It was like, something big's happening soon, pay attention now. Like something like really weird. So I really don't know what that's about. I'm sure he's gonna leave Donut Media as well, and then they're totally fucked. So yeah, it's not good. And with Zach and Jeremiah leaving, it's huge for them, good for them. They're gonna hopefully find the freedom they're looking for. They just created a new channel. Typically, I don't wanna be hateful, I hope all the best. I hope it brings, more creativity to the platform. That's something that with these personalities leaving these companies that get bought out by other companies like Hoonigan and Donut, that it can bring more fresh automotive content to YouTube or to any kind of social media platform, which is great. And I think we really need that with different topic, but cars being replaced by EVs and more restrictions, just to keep the car community alive, is to create more car content. And that's the point of this channel as well, Haul Ass Media. We just really need to keep pushing automotive content, and by having more personalities making independent content, I think it's gonna be great. But if you look at people like Hurt and Vin from Hoonigan, there's a huge difference in the amount of views that they're pulling compared to when they made the video announcing that they're leaving. Which, okay, I mean, you're gonna pull 1 million views like Hurt did, saying you're leaving Hoonigan. That's a big deal. But to still be on a slow, gradual slope downwards from that point, it's a little disheartening to see. We all watch and we love seeing their personalities on camera. So it's just like, it's one of those things like, is this really gonna be a success for these people? Like, Jeremiah and Zach leaving Donut to start their own thing and, be on their own without the backing of the donut name, or you're gonna end up like Hurt and Vin, you know, where you don't have that backing of being with Hoonigan anymore, and now you're just not pulling the same views. I guess that's just something you have to understand when you're about to leave a company like that. It really sucks to see. And I think Donut Media can definitely turn this back around if they start to switch up the content and they don't become stale like Hoonigan has unfortunately become. I mean, go look for yourself. It's been the past like 3 or 4 months where it's just drag racing content. I mean, it's cool, you know, I mean, it's, you know, I like 2 cars going fast. I mean, that's cool and all, but I think that they could definitely change it up, and you know, I just hope for the best for them. If you want to keep supporting automotive content and content like this on the platform, make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on all social medias,